Hello and welcome back to Pokemon Sword and Shield Wi-Fi battles. In the last episode, we unfortunately won one and we lost one. It was a much shorter episode because they were very, very quick games. In this episode, we will continue to look at the to continue to play some Series 6 format before Crown Tundra releases. And we're going to have a good time with it. We are climbing back up to Master Ball tier. I've not played a ton in this format, a ton in this season of October. So I apologize that I'm not in Master Ball tier. We have Sylveon, a Dhelmise, a Amoonguss, an Urshifu, a Dracozolt, and a Dusclops. Kind of pseudo Trick Room, pseudo hyper offensive team. Probably weakness policy on the Dracozolt. In that case, I want to lead Gengar Talonflame because Gengar does work against a lot of that team. I want Urshifu and Zarina in the back. And that'll be kind of my game plan. Alright. So they lead Trick Room because it makes the most sense to lead Trick Room against my team. What I get to do here, however, is I get to fire off a Shadow Ball into the Dhelmise, and I get to taunt the Dusclops. Dhelmise uses Protect, that's fine. We fire off the taunt into the Dusclops. We fire off a Shadow Ball into the Protect. And they can't Trick Room. So they've been shut down. We go for a Shadow Ball into the Dusclops this turn and a Brave Bird into the Dhelmise. Gengar T-Flame works as a pretty good anti-Trick Room option. Because they have to, if they don't play like I'm gonna taunt them, then they're playing like I'm gonna imprison them. And I can just taunt them in that case. So they sent out the Dracozolt in Dhelmise's place. That's fine. We fire off a pretty strong Brave Bird into that slot. It is resisted, but it still does decent damage for being resisted, coming off of Amoonguss's attack stat. And we fire off the Shadow Ball into the Dusclops. For some very nice damage. And then they fire off the Nightshade into our Gengar. So what we'll do this turn is we're going to Dynamax now. And we're going to go for a Max Starfall into the Dracozolt. And we are going to Tailwind to guarantee we are faster than Scarf Dracozolt. The music that we're listening to for this series of episodes is the Minecraft stuff from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Talonflame goes down to that. Right, I forgot that we don't have Gale Wings anymore because we Brave Birded. That is my bad. It's fine, though. We set up Starfall, which also, coincidentally, will protect us from status. So we don't have to worry about the status from Amoonguss anymore. Because all my Pokemon touch the ground, which means they can't be put to sleep because of the protection from Misty Terrain. I want to send in my Zarina now. Because Zarina is able to deal with the Mungus, and Gengar can deal with everything else on the opponent's team. We're going to Max Phantasm into the Dusclops, and we are going to... Actually... Yeah, no. We have to Triple Axle into the Amoonguss. Goes for the ally switch. Okay. Interesting play. They can't put anything to sleep. And I think that because of the defense drop we get from Max Phantasm, I think Triple Axle might KO the Dusclops if we hit all three. The answer to that question is God, no, we don't. But Spore won't affect us because of the Misty Terrain, and it doesn't affect grass types. We get to fire off another of those two. Thank you, Gengar. Smile. Amoonguss protects, that's fine. I'm attacking into the Amoonguss anyway. And we KO'd the Dusclops with the Triple Axle. And now we just have Amoonguss and Dhelmise on the field. And at this point, I can ignore the Amoonguss, because my Zarina will be able to beat the Amoonguss no matter what. So we're going to double into the Dhelmise this turn. Because the only way they can win is if they Dynamax it, and if they don't Dynamax it, then they insta-lose. So, there you go. That is game, because they can't beat me. They needed the Dynamax way earlier to beat me. There's the Dhelmise. Shadowball's gonna do a ton, and so will Triple Axle. And then I have Urshifu in the back as well. They really need to just Rage Powder and go for Trick Room. Because now they didn't get Trick Room up, and they lose. Bonk. Bonk. And bonk. No more Dhelmise. Very cool. And now we just pick off the Amoonguss here. And that is what we call a GG's. Gengar is a really, really strong Pokemon. Gengar has ridiculous offense. And as always, in between Games 1 and Games 2, we do Question of the Day. Today's Question of the Day is, what Pokemon do you think will be the most underrated once they come back? Personally, I think that Nidoqueen is going to be underrated. Every video that I've seen talking about the returning Pokemon kind of ignore Nidoqueen. And I think Nidoqueen, with like proper support, and maybe even Nidoking, can terrorize the format because of how good they will be against some of the best Pokemon. Like they only have to be worried about Landorus, and with Tailwind support, they're obviously beat Landorus because of their ice coverage. We see a Lapras again. And last time we fought Lapras, we had an issue dealing with it because we didn't bring the right Pokemon. This time, we are going to lead Gengar's Arena with Urshifu in the back alongside Primarina. And that'll be our best way to deal with that team. I do have to be a little bit worried about the Berserker, which is very fun to see. I've not seen a lot of people talk about Nidoqueen, and I think Nidoqueen's going to be goated. So, yeah, that's who I think is going to be the most underrated. Because I don't think people are really respecting Nidoqueen. Alright, come on. Show me the good, baby. Show me the good. Alright. So they lead that. Which causes a little bit of issues. We do just get to fire off a Sludge Bomb into that slot, and we get to go for a Power Whip into the Clefairy as well. Which is very, very nice. Ugh. Wow! We pick up a one-hit KO into a Clefairy with a Sludge Bomb, which means we get to fire off a very meaty Power Whip into this Lapras. Doing about 50%, activating the weakness policy. Hopefully they target our Gengar and not our Zarmina, which means we get to Dynamax our Zarmina next turn and go for a max Overgrowth. They do target the Zarmina, which is a little bit unfortunate. However, we do get to bring in our what's his name? Our Urshifu here. T-Flame comes out. That is fine. We are going to Dynamax Max Phantasm into the Lapras and go for a close combat into the Lapras. We're about to learn if this team just has a really big Lapras problem. Which is a fine problem to have. Lapras is a very difficult Pokemon to deal with that I think kind of gets invalidated in the next format. So people really want to use Lapras right now, I guess. Brave Bird comes up from Talonflame into our Urshifu, bringing it down to its Focus Sash, which is fine by me. Close Combat will then pick up the KO into the Lapras. So the Lapras has been dealt with. Dhelmise comes out, which is very easy for us to deal with. We fire off a Max Phantasm into the Dhelmise, and we go for a Sucker Punch into the Talonflame slot. Sucker Punch KOs the Talonflame. And then Max Phantasm should pick up this KO on the Dhelmise. Gengar is very, very strong. I think Gengar is another Pokemon that also gets invalidated going into the next formats. Unfortunately. Alrighty, and thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Pokemon Sword and Shield Wi-Fi battles. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.